Hello everyone. This is Tenci with another Diva transformation tutorial. Today I am going to take one of my fluid art pieces that I created with my blow dryer, and I am going to show you how I use this as the background for my Diva. So these are the things that we are going to need. We're going to need a scissors, a canvas, image of the Diva, a glue gun and some glue sticks, bling for the jewelry, and fabric. So before I start today's tutorial, I just want to remind everyone that my craft classes are going to be starting on Saturday, March the 5th at 11 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. You are all invited to come. Please check the description box and there will be all the information you need as to how to sign up for those classes. So for those of you who are new to my channel, welcome in. I'm so happy that you're here and you were able to join us today. Today's tutorial, I am going to be taking one of my fluid art pieces and I'm going to be using it as the background for my Diva. So I'm so happy that you could join today. Now, if you have not yet subscribed to my channel, please do so. It's very important to me to know that the content that I am sharing with you is something that you could use and at least try. So it's very important that if you're coming in and want to be a part of this group, that you subscribe to the channel. It helps to keep me motivated. It helps me to see that I am helping others who would either like to do crafting as a business or they're doing it for a hobby. So please turn your notification bell on so that you will also be the first person to know when my new videos are posted. Now let's get started. So the first thing I'm going to do is to map out how exactly I want the fabric to be laid on the canvas before even gluing it down. It's important to kind of see what it looks like before we actually glue the pieces down. So this is what I'm working on right now. So as you could tell that this material is not cut, it's cut poorly if you ask me. So I'm just going to cut it a little bit better. And then we're going to just manipulate it a little bit, just fixing it into the shape that you want the headpiece to, the head wrap to look like. And so kind of maneuver it a little bit, maneuver around a little bit until we get exactly what we're looking for. I want to make sure not to cover up her ears too much or, coming over her eyebrows. So this is what it's looking like so far. And then her blouse, I'm going to take it all the way down to the end. So it'll probably fold a little bit under the canvas. And then the second part of her head wrap, let me bring this down a little bit. So the second piece of her head wrap is a little bit bigger. And like I said, we're just looking for that shape that it doesn't have to be perfect, but we want her to have like a head wrap that will cover her entire head. And then also cover the head wrap that she's already wearing, because it doesn't go along with the rest of the colors that we have. So this is just an idea of just mapping it out to see what it'll look like before we glue it down. I think we could fix this a little bit better. Covering. Somehow I like this part, but I don't really like the other part. So let's fix that. The good thing about this material, it stretches. So that's one thing that we probably won't have to worry too much about. So let's make it work. This is a head wrap. So we want to make sure we cover the original head wrap that she has on her head. And then because we have these jagged ends, we want to kind of cover. So this would be the head wrap. It would look similar to this. I think I like that part. So the next part, since we have pretty much kind of mapped out what each piece would look like on the Diva, now we could start to glue. So I'm going to start gluing her blouse, and I want you to see what I'm doing. So I am going to have part of her blouse like kind of hanging over, because it's just the material is so beautiful to me. I love orange, and the material is so beautiful. I want to be able to get the whole feel of the material. So I am going to glue the blouse as part of the canvas. So I'll start right here, and then I'll just work my way. I'm going to kind of give it a little with those edges. I want the edges to be a little bit smoother. So I'm going to make sure I fold over the material so that they could have a neater look at the end. So all I'm doing is just gluing. And then we'll glue the image to the canvas in a little bit, but I want to get this part out of the way. I'll be sure to get all the like corners so that none of the material will be just hanging out or hanging up. I know that the orange is a little close to the canvas, which I actually like it the way how it looks, that it's so close to the canvas. So I'm just going to switch it around, turn it around so that you can see me as I work. As you could tell, the blouse is already just about the entire thing. It's about, well, not the entire thing, but one side is already glued down. So I'm just making sure that the other side looks just as neat as the first side. So I'm going to tuck the edges under so that everything will be neat. I hope that everybody's having a good week so far. Mine has been a great week so far. Been just working, trying to get some divas ready for my Etsy shop. And so I've been working, which that's a great thing. So I'm finishing with her blouse. And the last piece, I'm going to just let it hang for a minute. But I just wanted you to see that part. Then I'm also going to switch her around so that you could see as I work on her head wrap. And so I'm just going to take this part and work with the first part. Just move these out of the way. So you could see this a little bit close up. So all I'm going to do is just tuck, because I don't want to see the edges, the rugged edges. So I'm just going to tuck them under just a little bit. So I'll start with the bottom piece. See how it's starting to take shape already? That's what we want. So right about now, what I am going to do is glue the Diva itself down to the canvas so that it won't move. It won't be going anywhere. So all I'm doing is, it's already where I want it to be. So I'm just going to glue the Diva. Making sure that all the, the pieces are glued. So I just make sure that I check to see if any parts are sticking or coming up. And I just add some more glue. Okay, so it's glued. Make sure that this part is as well. Alrighty, so we have all of our image glued to the canvas. I'm just making sure that there's nothing that's coming up off of the canvas. So now I could finish with this part. I'm just going to turn it around again. Just gonna pull this piece up just a little bit. I love this material because it's like really so easy to work with. It's more like a stretchy type material, which it's great for just shaping it into how you want it. And that's what I'm like really happy about. So all I'm doing is just shaping her head wrap at this point. Just making sure that everything stays in place. And that it has a nice shape. Making sure that the head wrap has a nice shape to it. And just making sure that I tuck away any piece that is coming undone or that might be lifting off the canvas. So this is finished. Just this little piece. So we are finished with this piece. Voila. So just this little piece down to the bottom. Because this is a 3D piece, so it can have the little wrinkles. It can't have that because it's 3D. That's why I like this form of art, that everything doesn't have to be perfect, but it just has to be neat for me. Like, I believe in like your work looking professional, and so it has to be neat. I'm starting to feel a little hoarse, so I'm going to grab me some water and then I'll be right back. So I'm back. We're going to be working on the last piece of the head wrap. So I'm just going to play around with it just to make sure that it has a nice shape. That's all that matters with the head wrap, that it has a pretty nice shape, at least with my head wraps. And since this is going to be like 3D art, I don't need to get it perfect. It just needs to be in a way that it could cover the original head wrap. So this is why I'm not going to be stressing too much about what this head wrap looks like, as long as it covers the original head wrap in the picture. So let's make sure that before we glue anything down, making sure that it covers everything. And I think it's coming too much over her eyebrows, so I'm going to just push it back a little bit so that it would look like that. So now I think that we could glue this part down. Pull it back just a little bit. I'm just going to fold this so that we don't see like the jaggedness of the head wrap. And voila. So this is the last part that we're just attaching. Attaching the last piece to the first piece. And this will be the second to the last thing to do with the outfit, because we still have to fix that piece down to the bottom. So I'm going to kind of brush this off because I think my video might be so I'm going to do this as quickly as I can. Like I said before, it doesn't have to be perfect, but we're trying to get it as neat and neat as possible. Just turning her around. So I could get this part. Just turning her again. So I feel like we have covered the original head wrap, and that's what our aim was, to cover the original head wrap, because it doesn't match with her outfit. And so I'm kind of liking the way how this looks. I'm just going to tuck this under a little bit better. Like so. And here we have it. She has her head wrap. I just need to secure this little piece down here, and then it'll be all done for the head wrap. So don't want to see glue marks at this point. I don't want to see glue marks, so just going to make sure that there's none. I'm seeing some right now, so I'm just going to tuck it so that we don't see glue marks. Not a pretty look. Let's try this again. Okay, I think we should be good. And just tuck it a little bit more. Clean off my glue gun. Okay, hopefully this is it. Clean off any glue marks. And then what I do is, like, throughout the day, I take my my work outside in the sun, because sometimes when we do them with the light, sometimes you may miss something and you may end up having like a glue mark or a spot that needed to be cleaned. So I would take it out so that I could see it in the sun to see where all the marks that I may need to fix, just to make sure that by the time it's finished, is what you want it to be. So right about here, I'm going to go ahead and tuck that part in. I'm just looking for any place where they may have some glue marks, and just kind of clean that up a little bit. And then we're going to work on her jewelry, and that would be it. Here is the final product of this diva that we worked on today. I hope that you have enjoyed this tutorial, and I will see you on the next video.